So New Zealand is like one of the most multinational places you'll ever see.
America's status as one of the fattest countries in the world could soon also belong to New Zealand. According to some medical experts, a dozen specialists have penned an open letter that highlights the looming health crisis, with more than a third of New Zealand children now overweight.
We think that 60% of New Zealanders are overweight or obese, and over 30% of our children are overweight or obese. We understand that when you are an obese child, it's very difficult to change that, and so obese children normally become obese adults. And it's really critical for us, we think, to take some action in this area.
Professor Philip James, the chair of the International Obesity Task Force, is worried we are eating our way into the fat record books. We are devouring way too much fatty food. And he's less than impressed with the way our largest city is set out. How we lay out our city, what we do with our cities, is what's making us fat.
Well, of course, and what happens in the cities is making us fat.
So you'd whack a tax on this stuff?
Yeah. The head of the Centre for Disease Control thinks that we ought to be taxing sugar, not necessarily Coca-Cola, but any sugar-containing soft drinks. They ought to have a tax on it. And that is actually becoming the mainstream idea.
Look at the fast food business, but we have programs. We have the government programs saying eat healthy, get exercise.
Why haven't we actually changed?
They're here, though, to get rid of them, to stop this.
Yes.
You need the government to come and bang.
You can engage everybody.
It's frightening, isn't it? It just shows that despite the amount of education that's gone into teaching people what causes obesity, that even with that education, people find it so difficult to make the changes they know they need to make.
The lifestyle choice, the food choice, the sort of a sedentary lifestyle is kind of passed down.
There's no question. We know now that so much of our weight is determined by our genes, controlling our appetite and other components of our body's metabolism, that people that inherit those genes are just fighting a losing battle all the time, particularly if it's left just to them to try and do it by themselves. But at the end of the day, we're going to need some regulations around the food industry, and at some point, hopefully, the politicians are going to come on board and realise that needs to happen. You know, I think it's a no-brainer to me that we need to make healthy food cheaper, and for example, taking GST off fruit and vegetables is a brilliant way of doing that. And we need to make unhealthy food harder to come by, harder to get for those people that are challenged.
It's time for Legion 101. Never wrong time, the music's on all day. You'll be going them would not see dread. White on white sticks, baggy jeans, got that green stone around your neck. I came from the 183, so I know a little bit about fresh B. Yes, we keep rapping and rocking that fresh tees, jeans, cut with socks and candles. I love her shirt, beautiful dress standing. Spot the police from a mile away, and you know they're coming when you hear this play. Follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. Follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. You're so fresh, so I wanna know if you're down. 'Cause if you are, then let that hair down, baby. I wanna know. Got 2 Fridays on that $1 bread. Street Fighter 2, where my money spent. The brothers roll past, kickers on full blast. Everybody jump on my never wrong time, the music's on all day. You'll be going them would not see dread. White on white sticks, baggy jeans, got that green stone around your neck.
What you know about FOB? Talo manioca and LUCP. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Sunday feed, 2-minute noodles and a fry gon' be for the rest of the week. That's all there is. Go to school and scab up the rest of the kids. If they bust money home for their $1 chips, if you don't walk it off, it goes straight to the hips. Never run my day by time. I run my time, but the change is sky. I run my time, let my appetite Coke in the pies, what we call $5. Stuffy craze to Sancho, ham, California, down to Japan. It's the real McCoy making all that noise, more 5 there, Fallout Boy.
Never on time, the music's on all day. We'll be going them with Nazi dread. White on white sticks, baggages, got that green stone around your neck.
And what we gonna do right here is we gonna school you on what we call the ways of the freshman. Legion 101, if you will. So if you feeling what we saying, let me know. Join in.
Bounce on that 2 and 4, don't clap on that 1 and 3. You have your cappuccino, we on that cup of tea. Be rude to turn it down, so take it if it's free. Just keep it fresh, no matter where you be. Bounce on that 2 and 4, don't clap on that 1 and 3. You have your cappuccino, we on that cup of tea. Be rude to turn it down, so take it if it's free. Just keep it fresh, no matter where you be. Ladies in the place, put your hands up.
So fresh, so now you know. Cause if you are, then let that baby, I wanna know. Never on time, the music's on all day. You'll be going them with Nazi dread. White on white sticks, baggages, got that green stone around your neck. Never on time, the music's on all day. You'll be going them with Nazi dread. White on white sticks, baggages, got that green stone around your neck.
Follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. Say follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. Say follow the leader, 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 follow the leader. Say follow the leader, 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 follow the leader.
You make use of fast food coupons?
Yes, I do.
Yep. How often do you eat out?
Probably like 3 times a week or something.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Had a pie and curry.
Do your parents influence the way you eat at home?
No.
No.
Some of the frequent foods I do eat are chicken, chicken and salad.
Yep.
And then when I go out and I buy the katsumi. Yep. When I drove past Burger King and I saw an advertisement of their burgers, so I just decided to go check it out and I'll buy it. I usually just eat at home because of the whole expenses.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Nothing.
Oh.
Cans of tuna, a lot of cans of tuna, boiled eggs, coleslaw from Countdown, and heaps of cheap veggies and fruit and all the leftovers at the fruit wheel, and then put it in little big containers for like $5. Those dinner box meals at McDonald's, how they advertise the 4 Big Macs, 4 chips, 4 drinks, $20. That appeals to me. That's how much I can get for $20. $5 pizzas. Those are the only foods that stick out, that stay in my head. $5 pizzas.
Yeah. Where did you see this?
On the TV. I don't know, must have been about 6 o'clock. Because it was before the news and I was watching Home and Away.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Every day the same thing, it's just protein powder and mixed in with my rolled oats and kiwi fruit.